For those of you who have investments or you want to have investments, listen up. Joining me with what you need to know now about your 401k or IRA, the specialists, Ryan Mack, the president of Optimum Capital Management, Donna Rosato, senior writer at Money Magazine, and Mitch Tuchman, the founder and CEO of MarketRiders. There is some good news out there for anyone with a 401k. The match is back, sort of, kind of, for some companies, or will be soon. This is according to a new survey from Hewitt Associates. 80% of employers which had suspended or reduced their company match in the 2009 401k plan are going to restore it in 2010. Some of them, like American Express and other companies, have already done so. What should you be doing to make sure you are making the most of your money, and what if you haven't actually invested yet? Let's ask our specialists. Ryan Mack, let's start with you. The 401k match is free money. They say there's no free lunch out there. There's a very little free lunch, and the 401k match falls into that category.
Well, the bottom line is I've never heard someone say that I haven't put too much money in my 401k program. I've always heard I've never put enough. So we have to really, especially because they're going to be matching your money. You know, we have people breaking doors down to get free things over Christmas time for PlayStations and whatnot. We need to start breaking doors down to get some of this free money that our companies are giving out. This is exactly what's going on, to start making sure that by the time we're 65, we can kick back and make sure we really live in our golden years in the right way with our 401k program.
Donna Rosato, this is actually free money twice if you get a company match, because part of the free money is if you invest in a 401k or an IRA, you get a little bit of your own money back from the government that you paid in taxes. But if your company's matching it, it's kind of like a double free money.
Well, it is, and I'm going to even argue that even if you don't get the match, the 401k is a really great deal. The match is really nice, but you know, you're putting away money in your 401k that is pre-tax. That is money that's going to reduce your taxable income, and that money is going to grow without the drag of taxes. Plus, you're able to put almost $16,000 a year into a 401k, one of the few tax-advantaged vehicles where you can put that much away. And, you know, don't discount. It's easy. It comes right out of your paycheck. You don't miss it if it's that easy.
Mitch, yeah, that's one of the benefits. It's not just the tax benefit. It's the idea that it's discipline saving. We're not a saving culture. We're certainly becoming more of one after this great recession. But the reality is, if you don't see it, you may not miss it as much.
The thing that people need to understand also is that money grows on something called the law of compound returns. And if you keep putting a little bit every year into a 401k, what happens is it's like a snowball. It begins to attract more and more money, and over time you end up with a boulder at the end of the hill. So if you're younger, if you're 25 and you start doing this, by the time you're 65, you have a lot more money. As a matter of fact, if you wait 10 years and you start saving at 35, you'll only have half as much money as if you were 25. So it's really important to put this money away tax-free, as Donna and Ryan are suggesting, and do it as young as you can. And if you're going to get a match, again, it's free money, and it allows this compounding effect to grow and grow and grow over time.
And generally speaking, it's easy to understand a 401k or a 403b because you got somebody at work you can call. You probably have some website you can go to. An IRA, Ryan, it gets one level of greater complexity because it's one removed from your workplace, but can actually be more beneficial. There are a couple kinds of them. Well, what's your thought on IRAs?
Well, the IRA, basically, in terms of the traditional versus the Roth IRA, which are two of the most popular IRAs individuals use, it's whether or not, the basic difference is that whether you're going to pay Uncle Sam their taxes now or we're going to pay Uncle Sam the taxes later. With the Roth IRA, you're pretty much paying your taxes right now. So when you retire at 59 and a half, when you start taking your distributions out, you know exactly what you're getting. But in terms of the traditional IRA, where you pay your taxes later, you really don't know what your taxable base is going to be. It might be a lesser taxable base, it might be a higher taxable base. However,
the idea being that you're older, you're maybe getting ready to retire, and you don't have a lot of income at that point, so you're not paying as much tax.
Exactly.
In a traditional IRA,
Exactly. The most important thing is sometimes individuals are saying that, you know, should I put money in my 401k and my IRA? You know what? I advocate for both. You know, at the end of the day, you know, Ross Perot versus the average Joe actually pays a less proportion of his income taxes of his income. Well, we might not be billionaires like Ross Perot, but we do have access to these things like the IRA. We can really maximize minimizing our taxable base like the IRA and the 401k programs.
Donna, what do you think?
I agree with Ryan. I think, the strategy I would say today is you want to start investing in your 401k at least up until you get a company match, which for most people is about 6% of your salary.
Right.
And then it makes a lot of sense to invest if you can. If you can invest in the Roth IRA, a lot of people think taxes are coming up, and it's great. If you can put that money away, you will not be taxed on that withdrawal later. One thing to keep in mind with the Roth IRA, there are income limits on it, though. So you want to make sure that you can meet that. But if you're a young person today, you're probably not making as much, so it's going to make a lot of sense, particularly for a young person, to be in a Roth IRA today.
Hey, Mitch, I have a lot of people who come and show me their 401ks because they're concerned about how they've invested in them. They were concerned a year ago. In many cases, there's a pie chart that shows how your investments are divided up, and many people's are just one. It's just in cash or something like that. It's a sort of a second step, how you allocate your investments. The first step is just deciding that you're actually going to put some money away and you're saving, as opposed to spending and adding up to your credit and your debt.
Right, Ali. The second step, and you wrote a great book about it. I'm not, trying to overtly plug it, but your book is exactly what people need to read and understand. It's how you allocate the money in your 401k will have everything to do with how much money you have as you get older. So the thing about a 401k is you need to take control of your 401k. You need to go to your HR department. You need to go to your finance department, and you need to find out what the tools are that are available to you as an employee in terms of taking control of this. And then also what I would do is I would say, show me where the fees are. I would want my HR department to say, here are the fees you're paying in these funds. And people think they need an MBA or they need a finance degree to do this stuff. It's not true. You can manage your 401k at your employer as easy as you can go shopping for a car over the weekend. And if you spend as much time doing that as you do trying to get an extra $100 out of the dealer, you'll make a lot more money with a 401k shopping wisely through the funds and using your company resources to help you do that. But it's all about asset allocation. Yeah.
And yeah, it's not that hard to figure out, and that's a good point. And get the help that you can get to do it. Right now people are a little worried. We've seen some volatility in the markets, but for long-term investors, this is actually one of the best times to get invested, because you actually can get in after the market's been charging ahead for so long. You can actually get in and maybe get some discounts. What a great conversation with all of you. Thanks very much for being with us. Ryan Mack is the president of Optimum Capital Management. Donna Rosato, senior writer at Money Magazine, and Mitch Tuchman is the founder and CEO of MarketRiders. We'll have you all back to continue this. With all the kids show